Hey, what's up everybody, Spabroke here, and today we are going to go over the patch notes for the animation patch that just dropped on January 20th. I'm a little sick, I'm a lot better now, but as you can tell I'm really nasally and stuff. Fever went down, so we're good. Let me just close my door real quick, so people don't hear me yelling in the background. But yeah. So we're just gonna go through it. Honestly, the animations do look a lot nicer. They need a little bit more polish, of course. I'm just gonna tell you ahead of time. As you guys can see, the first clip is like I think it's like a 2-minute video of me just running around the map, so you guys can see. The character looks a lot thinner, by the way. I think they use the same skeleton for every character, so they're gonna be similar shape. I don't know if that introduced new hitboxes or whatever, but it's a little run through in the beginning. There's way more animations. That's literally the first time of me hopping into like a custom match and just running around. But yeah, so this patch includes a full replacement for all characters and animations that were in game previously. Given the scope, expect additional work will be required in future patches. So fully bed these down. Hey, they they have like 2 months before they start the designated aim for the PS4 port, so I don't know, it's gonna be kind of tough. But yeah, I don't know if that means they're gonna be working on the PC version as well. I would sacrifice that if they could make it for PS4, but whatever, let me not get sidetracked, that's just a sickness talking. So benefits achieved through this work are characters now have proper bone structures, allowing for separate upper and lower body targeting, so animations are more flexible. And additional stance animations could be added. For example, players now can move and lean, which is really cool. I felt like that was something they had to add. I didn't think they would add it though. And yeah, also added a bunch of processes for weapon handling, so they hold the weapons a lot better. I think the pistols still look really weird, but I don't think they're done with it. Since animations have increased by over 30%, please keep an eye out for issues and submit bug reports on either forums or our Steam hub. But yeah, Happy New Year, everybody. This is the first H-hour video since the New Year, I think. Could be wrong. I know people have been waiting for like some kind of update, and I've been here. I just, you know, there was not really much to report until the patch comes out. So, you know, now that this is here, you're gonna see me streaming more. I was waiting for it. There is a little negative in this patch. To me, it's a big negative. It has nothing to do with like animations and stuff, but I'll get to that later. So first off, 100% character overhaul replaced all the SOF and terrorist characters previously in game, and all the new characters are based on original in-game characters. So based from using actual pictures of real-life SOF members and adversaries the characters are based on. The new characters built using the same skeleton the motion capture data was designed for, allowing for better integration of animations. Core animation features will look much more fluid, and as you can see, the running looks a lot better. It does look a little clunky. I feel like the guys could hold their guns up a little bit higher. I feel like they're kind of weighted down by it too much. But again, in my opinion, 80%, 85% animation done. The rest is just like, do this, fix this up a little bit, fix that, and then you don't have to touch it. So that's a great space to be, because I know animation is like a really bulky part of this like project, and as you can tell, it's like really long. So good stuff to the animation, good stuff to the team, you know. Yeah, new character avatar and texture icons for camos created and added to armor. The skins look so much better. I love these skins. In the gameplay, I don't think I'm using the my signature construction worker, because I've been using it all the time. You gotta switch it up. Also, there's a reason you want to switch it up, like your characters too. It'll tell us in a second, but yeah. Animation overhaul. All animations have been changed to the updated new skeleton. Blend spaces have more functionality. I don't know what that is. The number of animations on the blend spaces have been increased by 30%. This means the character movements should now better reflect the speed that character is moving. As you could tell before, when characters would run, they would kind of move like they would move slow, but they were running actually fast. Like the speed they were moving wasn't matching the animation. The animation looked slower. So now it looks like there's some hustle and bustle. So I like that. New animations added for armor as well. I've seen that. Animations overall have grown to 2,500 instances with this latest iteration. It's a lot. All transitions, excuse me, actions, movement possibilities such as standing, walking, running, strafing, prone, guns hot, guns rest, equipment hold were worked on. Literally everything was worked on, and you're gonna notice a couple things that look kind of wonky, and I'm gonna get to it in a second, and I'm gonna tell you my opinion on it. Right? All this content allows for smoother transitions and a more human appearance. I agree. I feel like the animations are in a way better spot now, but I could work with the strafing. Looks all right. I think their legs look a little weird when they strafe and shoot, but I don't know. The gunfights do look better. Before it looked like I don't know. They do look a lot better actually now that I think about it. But maybe I'm just not used to it. But I played these last like 2-3 days, even though I was sick. And you know, I got used to animations kind of grow on me. 1 second, I gotta sneeze. Huh? Well, I guess I lied. So. Excuse me. Jesus Christ. Oh, that was bad. But yeah, yeah, there's like the strafing looks a lot better now that I think about it. Prone looks a lot better. The gun's hot looks way better. Before you couldn't see your gun at all. This looks a lot smoother. It's very subtle, but like when you reload, you see it as well. Oh, I might have to sneeze again. Jesus. But yeah, I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. But yeah, the gun's rest is basically when you know, when they're idle and you're just holding it. That looks fine. But when they're moving with it, I think that could be a little bit more hustle and bustle. Kind of looks like the gun is dragging them. It looks like the gun weighs like 50 pounds. I don't know how much a gun weighs though, so could be. But it looks better, and I think you guys can agree with me. One of the things that needs work are the jumps, and right here, as we go into the next section, jumps. Different jumps are now triggered depending on not only your weapon but also the direction and speed you're moving. Okay, so what I noticed on some of the jumps look a lot better, right? Like the forward jump. And now when you're jumping, it looks like your guy is slowly going through the motion. Like if you jump and you're like floating, you can see his muscle, like, you know, you can see their muscles kind of go like keep going through it. You know what I mean? Like you can see his arm like keep fucking moving forward slightly in the shoulder, like very slowly, but it doesn't look like he's static in the air. It doesn't look like he got paralyzed like mid-flight. So that's good. There's things that look really wonky, and I know it's because some of the animations aren't completely finished. Like if you have your main weapon out and you jump to the side, like to the left or to the right, if you jump to the left you look like you're Air Jordan. Jump to the right, you kind of get the same thing, but it looks a little bit better. The animations aren't done. It looks like it just goes straight into what the jump looks like. It looks really kind of funny. I think I did it a couple times in the video, but just so you guys can see. Just I'm telling you guys, just notice like every little piece of animation, because everything's different. Every little thing is different. So you could tell they put a lot of love into it, a lot of care, and then, you know, left no stone unturned. Jesus, that's so hard to say when you say. But the Air Jordan jump is funny, but it looks like that looks like the final part of that animation. It looks like he's trying to kick off, but he's already kicked off by like when the animation shows. So the jump animations, some of them need a little bit more of a kickoff starting animation, it seems like. And maybe a little bit of an ending one too, but they put it in there. I can live with that as long as I know they're gonna touch it, you know. The left hand IK, basically better work was completed on position for all weapons to better reflect correct placement. Okay, really cool. It looks better. The pistols look wonky when you're shooting and you're strafing though. Like I'll strafe left and I'll shoot, and my pistol will be like shooting right. It looks like it's shooting right. So it's something to look into, SOF. Again, this is like feedback for you guys, also it's very important feedback for the devs. So yeah, lean system has been overhauled. Okay, as you guys can see, upper body and lower body has been decoupled while in lean stance, and this will allow character to move from the stand and crouch position while in lead. And you can't lean while you while in prone. I move while you lean while you're in prone. Sorry. So it's good. It feels like CS PUBG. Sorry, I've been playing a lot of PUBG. I don't know why I said CS:GO. But you can lean and shoot, and it just it's cool. Like sometimes I like to lean and shoot just to distort my hitbox. So I do that a lot more. The lean looks really whack right now. I'm gonna keep it a stat. But people, like they said in the beginning, the lean is something that, you know, they just kind of put in and they know it needs work. The lean looks like, hey, what are you doing? It looks like, you know, when a dog like turns its head. That's the stand. The crouch one doesn't look so bad, so I'll give them that. But the stand lean really needs some work. Okay, so reloads. The reload animation options were based off type of gun. So whatever gun you have, different reload where needed, right? So the BP85 looks a lot different. MK46, the LMGs, they take a little bit longer to reload now, so that's good. Before it looked like you just switch the clip in, and that's not how it worked for an LMG. Also, there's sounds to accompany that, so that's good. New Ragdoll. The new Ragdoll, which is like is used for those instances where structured animations are not possible, such as player in the air, jumping, climbing when they die. Right? And new Ragdolls were created that constrain the joints rotation to reduce the character's bounce effect on depth and give a more polished look. I noticed that when I was playing like Temple, and I killed somebody with a pistol, and then the way they fell, like you could see that like they didn't just fold like a piece of paper. Like if you watch all the other videos, like you could see like people just kind of like fold, which is funny to me. I always enjoyed that, but now they look like they kind of like crack when they hit the ground a little bit. Like you could see like they have bones, you know. So a subtle eye to detail, but important. It gives it more of a realistic feel, and the game feels arcadey, you know, kind of arcadey. So you will have to take that for what it's worth. So you will have to take that for what it's worth. Okay. Yeah, it's cool. It looks a lot better. I think it's not 100%. And I knew it wouldn't be 100%, but I knew the whole change would look a lot different. So that's good. Like I said, 80 to 85% done. Now it's just like fixing it up and making it look perfect. So that's good. The big stuff is gone, and I feel like there's nothing left in the game where like, well, I don't want to say that, but I feel like there's a good there's not that many things that need a lot of, you know, touching up. It's just very like fine tuning. You know, it could be tedious. I understand that because I'm not a game designer. I'm sure this is a lot harder than it looks. You know, but yeah. New smoke grenade. If you guys notice in the video, I'm tossing these boys like nothing. These smoke grenades are one of the best additions to H-Hour, and I think something I didn't really use in SOCOM like that because you just lag up the rooms. Smoke grenades are probably one of the most important things to make bad maps go your way, especially maps like Desert Glory Seals. I know you guys are like, well, that's an even map, or slightly in Terror's favor. No, it's a Terror's favor. There's no reason the Seal should win that map. And salute to you if you do. But the smokes help a lot. I'll tell you that right now. So, existing smoke grenades have been replaced with a completely new design. Smoke volume is increased. Deployment of speed of smoke has increased, and effects on FPS dramatically decreased from old design. Listen, these smokes are so good. The cloud looks kind of cartoony-ish. Maybe they could fix it in the future. I don't know if it's that big of a deal. A lot of people like it, so who knows. But regardless, the smokes, they pop up, and if you walk through them, your screen turns kind of like white, like you're in a haze of smoke. So that's pretty cool. And you can't see anything. So for people who are camping like the hostage room, I remember I threw a bunch of smokes into the hostage room, and then I ran up and like melee long john. I was dying. Because, you know, stuff like that's, like, important, you know? Especially if you're just, like, you know, trying to push something, or if you know somebody's weak, and you know they're hiding behind the wall, you throw smoke, and they can't really camp you out like that. And you could throw nades through the smoke, or, you know, you could fake smoke something and push. Like there's a lot of tactical things you could do, you know. So I like that aspect a lot, and it just makes the maps a lot easier and gives you more strats. So if you're a guy who likes putting strategy into your game, definitely look into using smoke. There's no reason not to. It doesn't lag up the room. I think V-Dub Man told me he dropped like everybody in the room had smokes, and they all threw it and it barely lagged or something like that, and that's awesome. That's how it should be, you know. Because before the game, like freaking drop FPS, drop ping was the worst thing in planet Earth. Alright, so there's some new in-game loadout system. I'm not really a fan of it because I guess I'm not used to it. I'm getting used to it. It needs a lot of polish. It looks like it just got thrown in there just to help out with people. But yeah, so I think I pressed inventory enough times, but the temporary in-game loadout interface has been replaced with a new radial menu design that could be navigated easily via mouse and game controller. I think the controllers have problems. It's very controller friendly. That's what they were aiming for. Either when dead or before the round has started, press the menu command. By default, it is I for keyboard and right and shoulder bumper for controllers. Prompts for interacting with the menu, such as changing save loadout, accepting, canceling. Basically, it comes up. It's like a circle if you played CS:GO, like the buy menu, and you just choose like that, and that's good. Now I'm gonna go through this one quickly because you know it's in the patch notes. But yeah, the inventory quick select. So remember in SOCOM like 2 and stuff, there's a quick 1, quick 2. You could assign it to like L1, L2. They have that in this game. There's like a weird way to do it. So if you want to do that to your controller, I say look at the patch notes and look for the inventory quick select system because you might have to delete a file, and it's a really long file, and I'm probably not gonna read all of that to you because yeah. But yeah, I don't know if it's like buggy or stuff, but yeah, it's there. New in-game inventory select system as well. It's controller friendly. KB users we could use we could just press 1 through 5, right? For you guys, you could just press left shoulder and left trigger, I think. But now you have to hold the right shoulder by default during gameplay, and it pops up. So that's when you could pick it. It's like your armory basically. In game, sorry. Alright, so another good update to the game. Maybe a little bit more work because it sounds very indie-ish, but very good. Sound framework enhancements. I love this. This was a little surprise for the game, you know. Sound framework enhancements, right? They expanded match start cues. They expanded round start cues. So the match start, the cues are a lot better, and they just sound good, you know. Definitely sound different. Player death cues as well. So when you get, it's so funny. At the beginning of your round, the guy, like I said before, the character you pick is super important, right? The character you pick will say a different thing when he starts the game. Or maybe I think it's only like 1 or 2 phrases. I think it's just one actually. It has one phrase. If he gets shot, I'll tell you right now. Yeah. So, like, one of the terrorists, the one with the big, with the mask and the long robe or whatever, he actually says Rahila when he throws his nade. So that's cool. Nice little throwback. But yeah, player sounds associated to various actions, not available for all characters right now. But yeah, throwing grenades, you hear that a lot. You say fire in the hole, right? Planting bomb in C4, I haven't really heard. Taking damage, your guy kind of yells a little bit. If you fall down, if you jump down from and take some damage, he goes like, ugh! You actually hear like bones crack too, sometimes. If you take friendly fire, he's like, I forgot what he said yesterday. I was laughing. He's like, "That's your teammate," or something like that. Taking fire, hostage, stay, follow, man down. Like if somebody dies, you hear like man down. It's really good. Little things like that give the game a little bit more character. And any like kind of audio cue, because your audio cues are a lot faster to process than visual cues, from what the study's shown. So the quicker you are to hear something, the better it is for you. But yeah, so expand the game event sounds, such as when the bomb is picked up, dropped, planted, player walking, footstepping fabric, rustling, sound volume scales with movement speed. Certain sounds can now be tuned specifically for local/remote players, gunfire, and footsteps. Reduced rain volume and factory. Thank God. What I noticed is that like the guns, you could hear them at like further away from you now a little bit. I think the audio is a little bit better, but there's some guns like the P90 that you could hear like as if they're really close to you. But there's other guns where I feel like, oh, okay, he's a little bit further away from me. I don't know. It's just weird. I think there's a couple guns like that though. But yeah, there's improvements to the hostage movement system, and the hostages will stop following player if the player dies. Hostage movement when bumped by another player has been improved, and hostage removed if bumped into by another hostage. Hostage will flee if you shoot them for a little, like a few feet. Hostages get stuck in doorways. Improved with this update, so with the ability to push or bump, they're working properly again. So they're not gonna get stuck like that. You don't have to go take a little trip. It's a little bit of a nuisance. Excuse me. Sickness is talking again. But yeah, official map updates. Cove, some texture stuff. A lot of it, honestly, it's stuff that's like not even that big of a deal. So I'm gonna skip it. I'm gonna go into the new stuff. We have new workshop maps. Avalanche by Harry. Honestly, Avalanche looks beautiful. The frame rate's like not there yet though for me yet. I get like 38 frames per second, and like every other map I run like 60, 80 frames, no problem. Empire looks really nice by Selfless. If you play Killing Fields and the SOCOM 3 Combined Assault, that map looks really freaking good, and it's one of my favorites right now. It flows wonderfully too, especially that you can climb up stuff. Really good. The updated port, Sujo's a little dark. Kadesh is so dark. Oh, it's just a cat fest on that map. The map looks nice, but it's just too dark, man. Alright. All the good news passed. Now let's be critical about the elephant in the room. If you played the patch recently, and everybody in the community could agree on this, there needs to be a hotfix ASAP with the guns. One thing, there is a gun lockup bug right now. You can't tap your shots across the map, and I think it was because they were trying to remedying something where people were trying to macro, and it's so stupid, like that people were macro, but like it affected everybody. Because if you know anything about shooters, you don't spray across the map when you're shooting at somebody. You tap your gun because you're recording the kick and you're not gonna have control. But when you tap it or like burst it, it feels like more when you burst. If you burst like tap 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 tap, your gun's gonna lock randomly, and it's really annoying. If you do it like tap 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 tap, it won't lock up. But if you go like tap 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 tap, it's gonna lock up eventually. Really annoying. Not a fan of that. Definitely not a fan of that. One thing they did do good is they lowered the damage values on the gun slightly. I think another 2% for every gun. Perfect. Perfect range. 2 to 3%, perfect range. The problem right now is that they did something to the hit spread, and it's horrible. Literally, long range gunfights don't exist. It promotes way too much spraying. On controller, I can't even imagine how difficult it is to shoot somebody mid to long range. And the gunfights, I know people are gonna be like, Spab, I saw you drop 20 like 3 times in like 4 maps yesterday, which is true. But like, it's because I know how to control gun spray, and that doesn't mean that they're not inconsistent. They're super inconsistent up close too. Like BP85, I'm shooting dudes straight up. I don't know if in these clips, like if you could see it, but I'm definitely like putting bullets in people, and none of them are hitting. Like my thing is dead on their torso. It's not fun. But I play other games, other shooters. You got to pull down on your gun, but you're not gonna be able to do that on console controller and stuff like that so easily. Again, I'm gonna say in the words of dealer, SOCOM is about precision, especially since we don't have like an ADS or like a hip fire thing, like to focus our aim like in Fortnite. Pure gun skill is pure gun skill and strafing in gunfights. So I feel like this promotes a lot more spraying. If they want to keep the hit, like the spread tighter or this wide, they, keep the damage values the same, I say tighten it just a little bit then. Especially for, I understand for the higher fire rate guns. Tighten them, boys, just a little bit. Don't, because you don't want lasers for fire rate, high fire rate guns, because that's what's gonna turn guns into the IW from SOCOM 2. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I say keep it like that. Tighten it a little bit. If you're gonna tighten them a lot more, like the M4A1 SD, I feel like the M4A1 SD is in a good place. A lot of people are complaining about it, but I feel like it's in a good place. I have to test it more though, so don't quote me on that. But like you have to, like on those guns with like moderate fire rate, tighten the spread a little bit better, more than the ones with a higher fire rate, so there's deviation. Because one thing I think they were trying to do, and I kind of liked it in the beginning, but the more I got to play, it kind of messed me up, is that they went for deviation, and that's fine. I agree. I like deviation. All guns should feel different, and to be honest, as much as I'm complaining about the guns, they actually do feel a lot different, each one. Like I use the AR-36 and the BP-85. I could play a lot better with the AR-36. I dropped 20, like three times last night just using that bad boy. But I used the BP-85. I dropped like 15. You know. But again, it's just like they're inconsistent. I think that's the problem. Because like you don't know. Like there was a good 3 maps where I'm just like, I don't even know if I'm gonna kill somebody from this range, and it feels like it's more about spraying than it is about like precision shooting. Like I know we're playing on mouse and keyboard, but that's gonna be a lot different when you go to the console. So I know they're gonna fix it. There's no way they're gonna leave the guns like that. You have to voice your opinion. But yeah, guys, I just want the game to be good, and honestly, it's in a good place. I think, if the gun mechanics weren't touched, or if they would have told us they touched it a little bit, I think we would have been good. Also, the sounds for the guns, they sound a lot better. I do not like the sound of the shotty now. It sounds like a sniper. I like the pump sound they had before. The M4A1 SD sounds like the old M4A1 SD, to me at least. The AR-36 sounds a little worse. I liked it before. BP-85 sounds vicious. Stay like that. And yeah, I think the AK-5 sounds different. I'm not sure. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Honestly, if the gun mechanics weren't touched, I probably would give you like a 100% positive review. With like obviously the criticism, like I said, with some of the animations, but they need that criticism to move forward. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. If you like the video, leave a like and a sub. Share it. I know it looks a lot better. I know you guys want more, and I know they're gonna touch it. So I wouldn't even worry too much. The February patch, I can't wait. I hope it's soon. I know it's like probably like a month or so from now, but I hope we get that hotfix for the guns. But yeah, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.